It's blending o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Why is it blending o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer? Well, Cadbury's, for their 50th anniversary of the Cadbury's Cream Egg, recently did a collaboration with Goose Island where they brought out a beer which is very gimmicky. I was there, don't you worry, I was all part of that gimmick. I was there at 11 AM on Wednesday, put a couple of cans in my basket, went to check out. The beers were completely sold out within, like, it seemed like 30 seconds, so I couldn't get hold of the beer. I watched the videos though from Goose Island. Like, a head guy in Goose Island is telling people to cut the top off a Cadbury's Cream Egg, get the middle out with your finger, and then pour some of their Goose Island Stout that they've made, the Cadbury's Cream Egg Stout that they made for this event, and pour it into the Cadbury's Cream Egg and drink it out of the Cadbury's Cream Egg. So all very gimmicky. So you can excuse me really for getting involved in the gimmickry and coming up with my own gimmick. What I'm going to do, I'm going to make an imperial version using an imperial milk stout to make an imperial Cadbury's Cream Egg Stout. And we're going to blend it. I've got the blender just there ready to go. So without further ado, let's blend this beer up and see what it tastes like. Right, here we go then. Let's get the lid off this blender. Cadbury's Cream Egg. The-Golden-Goo-Beer-Lee, they're calling it. There you go. Goes in there. I don't know how much beer to initially put into this, because what I don't want to do is get it foaming everywhere. So this is a can of Empress Toncoco. It's an imperial milk stout coming in 10.6% ABV. Massive fan of Brew York, the brewery who make this beer. I'm going to get away with it. I'm going to leave some of the beer. I'm going to leave a little bit of this beer in the can because I want to taste it without the cream egg in, because it is such a good beer. Right, that's locked. Here we go. Whoa! Remember that YouTube channel? Right, here we go. That's what it looks like. We have our said pint glass. Now this is my wife's blender, so I'm going to try and work out how to use the damn thing. Right, let's right, I'll be back in a moment. It's okay, you just twist and lift the top off. There you go. Remember that man who used to blend iPhones? Right, there it is. And here we go. Wow! There you go, look at that. That's the Cadbury's Cream Egg Imperial Stout. Okay, so here we go then. Here is a look at it. Surprisingly, right, it's got a really cool looking head on it. After I pressed stop, I realised in the bottom of the... Oh, I filled it up with water now, cleaning it out. At the bottom of the jug, there was like big particles of cream egg, which I got out with a spoon, this spoon here, and I just emptied it all into the glass. So that's the rest of it there. It's it was already a thick and creamy milk stout, but now looking at this beer chocolate concoction, it looks really, really, yeah, strange. Let's look at that. It feels heavy. It feels a lot heavier than a normal beer for some whatever reason. Right, let's get the aroma on this jet black, creamy looking stout. I think I've chosen the perfect beer. It was a milk stout, an imperial milk stout with cacao, chocolate in there already, and tonka beans. The tonka beans mixed with the cream egg is just, it's wild. It gives off this lovely tonka bean and chocolate aroma. And you get that ABV, you get that 11, more or less 11% ABV in the beer. Smells so good, I'm going to dive in. That's just the best thing that I've ever done in my life. I think by complete accident, I know I may not be the first channel to have used a blender with cream eggs and beer, but the choice of beer that I've used in this blend mashup thing is fantastic. It really, really is fantastic. And I've challenged Mark the beer hooligan to come up with his own take on this beer, because we were both on the phone together literally minutes after the Goose Island Brewing Company sold out of the beer, and we both said, I was there at 11 o'clock, had him in my basket, went to pay, said sold out, you can't have them. And I was like, I'm going to be honest, I was a bit disappointed. I was a bit disappointed because I wanted the beer on the channel. I wanted to try it. I wanted to show you guys it. So, next best thing. Oh, and coincidentally, I've watched a review. Pint Size made a review and he said the beer's pretty rubbish anyway. So I'm glad that I've come up with this complete accident of a blend, really. It's a little bitty. It's a little bitty. In fact, I'm going to see if I've never done this with a beer before. Put a wooden spoon in a beer. There's the little bits of nugget. The little, have a look. The little bits of white nugget and stuff is just... Oh, look at that. Right, let's get in quick before it all falls to the bottom. That's the... I'm sorry, but I think that's the best Imperial Stout I've ever drank in my life. Stone the crows. Stone the crows. Brew York, please produce Empress Toncoco again. Please produce this beer again. And if you do, I want people to mix it with two, doesn't have to be a Cadbury cream egg, but a chocolate egg of your choice. That's the most wild thing that I have ever done in beer myself. The tonka beans do it. It's the tonka bean. The tonka bean, it's the Cadbury's cream egg has not totally dominated the flavour, which I was a little worried that it would do. The tonka bean is the star of the show in this. What started off as a bit of a joke video, a bit of a gimmick, as I said at the beginning, as I think it's turned out to be quite a valuable experiment, in that if you get a stout with tonka bean, maybe get Lervig's 3-bean stout, chuck a couple of Cadbury's cream eggs in there, stick it in the blender, and unbelievably good beer. It's just made the mouth feel so creamy and so rich. I mean, look at it. The beer's still retained a head. It's still retained a head. Look at the sediment in the bottom. But that's okay. If I did this 10 years ago, people would be going, oh, look at all the sediment in his beer. But in the year 2021, people are going, whoa, look at all the sediment in his beer, you know? It's a very different thing. Massively happy with that. Massively happy. Now I saved some of the Toncoco, the Empress Toncoco. I saved some. This is what it looks like and tastes like. I mean, look at it. What a beautiful, beautiful beer. Using my Swedish Brewskival glass from the Brewskival Festival when I went to Sweden 3 years ago. Amazing place. But look at that beer. Look at the body. If there ever was going to be a beer that you choose to make or improve on the Goo-Beer-Licious beer, Cadbury's cream egg beer, then this is the beer to do it with. Look at it. Amazing. Loads of tonka bean. Similarly, so good. So good. Loads of tonka bean, loads of flavour, chocolate, coffee, caramel. There's the difference. There is the difference. The beer world, I want to say on this point, I'm slightly disappointed with the whole thing, really. I'm not disappointed with this for 1 minute, but I'm disappointed with the whole circumstance of this. I mean, Cadbury should have gone to a small local brewery. They didn't have to go to one of the largest, or if not the largest, brewing company in the world to produce this beer. Goose Island are owned, I believe, by AB InBev, one of the biggest companies, beer companies in the world. They didn't have to. They could have gone with a smaller company. They could have gone with a little microbrewery, because the way that beer sold out in seconds suggests to me that they didn't produce too much of this beer. It was a bit of a marketing exercise, and make no mistake, this beer will make a comeback in supermarkets because of its sold out success. It will make it into supermarkets probably by, they could even get it in by Easter. They could even get this beer in by Easter. So don't be surprised to see this beer in the supermarkets by Easter. The Goose Island The-Golden-Goo-Beer-Lee beer. Very, very clever marketing tool that they used. And unfortunately that tool is us. Rating. First of all, for the Empress Toncoco on its own, Amazing beer. Fantastic. Love it. All of that kind of tonka bean, 3-bean, tonka, coconut, vanilla, chocolate, coffee, caramel. I'm really pleased I chose the beer to make this quite wonderful cream egg stout. Imperial cream egg stout. That's the best thing ever. It really is. Even if it doesn't look like the best thing ever. That creation that I've made, I'm very proud of. It's a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 for Real Ale Craft Beer. It all wouldn't have happened, of course. This would never have happened if there was enough beer for me to buy on the website. I would have just reviewed the beer and job done. But I'm kind of glad I haven't really. I'm kind of glad I made my own, because this is absolutely fantastic. 9 out of 10. Hope you liked the video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers.